Okay, so we're going to go through. Not we aren't going to film David and I going through slide by slide, but we're at slide one. Okay, and slide one's pretty important because that's the first slide that the receiver, that person we talked about in that dark room, 10,000 slide decks across their computer every year, they're going to see this first slide. And when I first saw this last week, I thought, oh, it was a great slide because I liked that the Slave Free Trade name is there, and I think Slave Free Trade has got a beautiful strapline, "Made in Freedom." So inspiring. I don't know who came up with that, mate.
I think it's probably Brian. But we discussed about it, and what I loved about it is that you have the made in, which is the idea of how things are manufactured.
Correct.
So it resonates in yourself, and then freedom, which is what we're trying to achieve. So it really sums up in 3 words what we would like to do.
It's beautiful. So we've got the strap line, which is great. And it's not too complex. It's 3 words. That's great. Okay, so here's the first slide. And what I liked about this first slide is that it's got a sunrise, and which gives a sense of new hope, light, hope. But there's a hand with a watch, and I think it's an iPhone pointing at it. And I didn't really understand what that meant. I got a bit confused. So I'm looking at it thinking, I'm a bit confused. Wasn't a big issue because the Slave Free Trade, Made in Freedom and the sunrise sort of gave me some inspiration. But straight away I started off with a little bit of feeling of dissonance. And David, we were just talking about what you think the idea is, because you didn't actually put that one together. But talk us through that, mate.
No, but you can see it. So the down. So we're bringing light to a new world. And I think the end, and I see that as a remote control, is the idea that technology is the way to provide that, or it's providing this. So you press on this remote control, then the sun is coming up.
Okay.
So I think that sums up our project, which is bringing light to something with the help of technology.
Okay, so that's interesting, and I think it could make me think like that. And so I think this isn't a bad starting slide, but it got me to talking with David around, so what is that thing, that one thing that Slave Free Trade is going to bring to the work to help Made in Freedom become reality? And I was just talking with David, and we challenged David to come up with one word, not one sentence or one paragraph, but one word. What's the one word that describes what Slave Free Trade is going to bring? And what did we come up with, David?
So we came up with transparency.
Right.
And it's true that we're always talking about how Slave Free Trade is a transparency project that will bring light to the way things are made and help people that feel probably helpless right now because they buy stuff but they don't know. And now they will have the choice to know that some of the products are transparent. So we're trying to bring this systemic change so that it becomes the norm, that there is transparency.
Right. And because slavery happens in darkness, right? It happens because no one knows. No one's looking to see if it's there, or if they are looking, it's really difficult to find it. It happens in opacity. It happens in darkness. Okay, so Slave Free Trade is looking to bring light to that. It's looking to bring transparency to that world where slavery and all of its horrors can happen because of it's hidden away. We don't see it. It's in the darkness. So transparency is our word. Okay, so transparency needs to be present in every slide. Right? It needs to be in the background so that we bring this through as a common thread running through the presentation. What is the common thread? So this idea of bringing light. So we've already got a great slide here with the sunrise coming, right? You could imagine something a bit more explicit with actually a light-shining on. You could actually get someone to do an illustration for you. Where you could have a person working in slavery. You could have a spotlight on it. Make it really explicit that this is what you're going to do. That would be really cool. I don't know if we can find such a picture like that. But the key thing is, what's that one thing that we've got to have present in every slide? So when we start talking about the problem, which is what we're going to get to next, the problem of slavery, we're able to say it happens in darkness. It happens because no one knows, right? It happens because it's hidden. No one's asking questions, and if they do, they can't find the answers. This is already in patches in the slide deck that you've got. We're going to make that really explicit. So this sense of opacity and darkness, and then when we come to talk about slave-free trade, we're going to bring light. So it's almost like we're writing a story here, This is a story of light, right? This is a story of transparency and of light. And so the slides need to reflect that. Okay? Let's get on with it.
Great.